Hello there, and welcome to another Granite State Woods video. Today, we're in the wood shop working on some edge-banded tops for some cabinets I've been asked to build. We've used off-the-rack box store plywood for this project, and to hide the ugly plywood sides, we've attached pieces of pine strips to the edges. Your project can have edges of any width, but for our needs, we ripped our pine to 3/4 of an inch in width. Our plywood thickness is 23/32, so we used a thickness of 3/4 of an inch on the edge band strips. This gives us an excessive amount of material on top and the bottom of the plywood that must be removed for a flush surface. Using sandpaper initially to get that smooth finish is out of the question, as it will take too long and there's a chance that we'd sand through the thin veneer of the plywood. As you can see in this image, we have a glued panel with oversized edge bands. We'll need to trim the ends first using the miter saw and a good finish blade. Now that that's done, let's head over to the Pantorouter. I've set my Pantorouter up with a jig in combination with a 2.5-inch flush cut router bit that will remove excess material on the top and the bottom. I'll start with the bottom of the panel facing up first, and I'll explain more on that later in this video. The cutting surface of this bit is just shy of the edge of the glue line and the plywood panel. I do this because I don't want the cutting edge of the bit to hover over the plywood edge. What's left is a very thin line of edge band wood, and the remaining glue squeeze out. I designed and built this jig using leftover melamine plywood from an old cabinet that I disassembled a while back. Melamine makes for a smooth and slippery surface, which is perfect for this style of jig. Using a sharp chisel, I'll carefully remove the excess glue and material all the way around the panel. By holding the chisel flat against the edge band surface, there's less chance of cutting into the plywood. The leftover material is easily removed using an orbital sander and 120 grit sandpaper. Because this is the bottom of the panel and will never be seen, I'm not concerned with sanding using finished quality sandpaper. Now it's back over to the Pantorouter to finish the top of the panel. This is made much easier by removing and sanding the lower part of the panel as shown before. Now the panel will glide over the jig with ease as I remove the rest of the edge banding. As I did with the bottom of the panel, I'll use a chisel and remove the excess material and glue squeeze out. This time, I'll sand with both my orbital sander and my finish sander. Just a quick sanding of the edges is all it takes to smooth out the joined pieces. A little bit of 220 grit sandpaper to knock off the sharp edges, and we're in business. In these images, you can see the result of the effort and the feasibility of using edge band strips for finishing plywood. Make sure you cut your plywood with a good quality blade and ensure the blade is perfectly squared to your material. In this example, I used eastern white pine, but you can use this method with any wood species you see fit. With a little patience, you too can achieve perfect edge banding. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, Granite State Woods. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are added to my channel. And thank you for watching.